Hey there everyone, happy Tuesday. King 5 meteorologist Adam Claibon here to talk about some really cold weather that we have ahead for the weekend. We're still going to be chilly here for the rest of the work week, but looks like that air mass is not going to be nearly as intense as what we're expecting as we head into that weekend time frame, and there could still be some changes within that forecast. So let's just go ahead and get right into it, because right now we got a lot of those clouds that are sticking around, and that's been keeping things a little chilly here early into the afternoon. Now we do expect to see a few more breaks. You can already start to see that right now in Tacoma, live there. Good afternoon to some of you into those parts. And then SeaTac Airport, generally cloudy skies, temperatures holding on to a lot of those lower 40s. But as far as our numbers this morning, they were chilly. Out at SeaTac Airport, we dipped down to the freezing point, down to 32. And then we saw quite a few 20s, like in Oak Harbor, Bellingham down at 25. Looks to be the winner on the map here. 30 in Arlington at 32. In Puyallup, and then down to 29 in Forks. Now let's talk about the nation, because we do see that the air mass that is the most cold is actually across parts of Montana, heading into Wyoming, extreme western parts of the Dakotas, down into Nebraska and Kansas, and into Colorado, where you have more of those teens and 20s that are showing up. We're still on the edge of it, and it's still a pretty chilly air mass, but definitely not dealing as cold as conditions as what they are right now. Now for the rest of today, expect to see the cloudy skies. We'll see that those breaks come kind of here and there very late into the day, though, probably around that evening commute and as you're picking up the kids from school. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, becoming mostly cloudy, and more of those patchy areas of fog, just like what we had this morning. And again, something to keep an eye out for will be with temperatures near or below freezing, maybe some patchy, icy areas within some of those foggy spots. Now, looking at the satellite and radar picture, you can see clouds kind of moving through. This is a really weak disturbance that's going to be moving on by. So generally just producing a lot of clouds for us, but you can see the overall sort of setup. We have a big area of low pressure across the center part of the country. We got a pretty decent sized one out over the Pacific right now. Then we have high pressure over us, and I wanted to kind of point out the flow of things right here. It kind of goes like this. Actually drew that kind of ugly. There we go. Let's try this one more time. It goes up from the south up here to the north and kind of comes around. So that's a little exaggerated, but it still does keep more of an easterly and northeasterly flow here across parts of western Washington, meaning it's offshore. We're getting that air mass off of the land, which is definitely colder than what it is out over the Pacific. So as we go on into the night, you'll see that those clouds will move on through. Even a few light snow showers across parts of the northern Cascades. Shouldn't see a whole lot out of that, and then it gets off towards the east. And then here we are tomorrow morning, seeing some patchy areas of fog and clouds that are going to be around. Those will break apart late into tomorrow afternoon, so we get to see a little more sunshine Wednesday, and then just more of the general theme again as we head over the next couple of days with the morning fog and the morning fog and the afternoon sunshine. Now the setup. Now this is what we're going to keep an eye out for. I wanted to point out this is actually looking high up into the atmosphere and how things are going to be shaping up with areas of low pressure, warm pressure, and just air masses in general. So we are seeing right here the darker colors, the blues, the purples, even heading into some of the pinks farther north. That's where you have some pretty cold air that's trying to work its way southward eventually. You can see how that kind of moves from areas of North Alaska right there, and then it starts to pivot a little way off towards the east, and then it's heading over parts of northern Canada right there. Let me see if I can point that out for you. It's actually right here in this spot right there. Now keep an eye out for that, because things are going to change as we go later on. So this is Thursday at 6:15. Then we go deeper on into the weekend, and then that air mass you're starting to see. It's heading its way southward, now over more of northern Canada, heading down into parts of British Columbia. So it's coming down a little more to the south, and what we're expecting to happen is as we go later on into this weekend, we're going to see that move more towards us down into this way, but I think it's not generally going to be right directed at us. We probably will see it move a little farther towards the south and probably come more into this direction right here, but still be a lot closer than what it is, as you can tell right there. So we'll go ahead and erase that again, and then as we continue on, you can see that air mass continues to spread out, but it is definitely coming down right towards areas here into Washington, and we're continuing to see that sink even farther south. That big area of blue that you see right there heading on into Tuesday afternoon. So the air mass just continues to get colder and colder, and that's when we could see some of those highs more so into the 30s and maybe even the low 30s by that point, and start to see some of those lows in the teens and maybe more the low 20s. So here's the forecasted temperatures. You can see next few days we're still going to keep them below average. Average high 47, a lot of the low 40s showing up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday we start to see things change with that as we see highs dropping back down into the mid and upper 30s and getting even colder as we head into next work week, which I'm going to show you here in the 7-day forecast. Today, upper 30s to low 40s will keep skies generally cloudy, just a few more of those sun breaks late into the day. Low 40s in Redmond, Monroe hitting 40 degrees. We'll top off in North Bend at 39, and then South Sound seeing highs in the low 40s. Eatonville actually in the upper 30s there at 39, 30 or 40 and over in Enumclaw. And then here's your forecast. Tonight, lows back down around the mid to lower 30s. Some more 20s around Puyallup down to 26, 28 in Mount Vernon, 27 in Bellingham. Make sure to dress warmly tomorrow. We'll still keep things pretty chilly and keep things rather dry here over the next few days, including that Seahawks and 49ers game heading into Thursday evening. Friday, 42 degrees, and then here comes the weekend. And yeah, I do have to mention that there could be some chances of snow, not some rain too to go along with that as we head on into that time, as that really cold air mass that comes in from the Arctic starts to settle in its way here across parts of western Washington. But oftentimes with these systems and with these colder air masses, they're kind of really starved of a lot of moisture. The air mass is just too cold to really support a lot of moisture in place. So we'll see if we can kind of grab a little more off of the Pacific to create a little more of a snow situation. But we still got a few days. We got to see exactly where this cold Arctic air mass is going to set up here across the country, and then see if we can get some of that moisture to mix in from time to time. So of course, we'll keep you updated here as we go on here into the upcoming days. Well, everyone, take care. Hopefully you're having a terrific Tuesday, and hopefully you have a great evening. Of course, we'll keep you updated here throughout the evening shows, so make sure to tune in on King 5 for all the latest. Take care.